yes. What is going on, guys? It's your boys, Isaac and Sean, with yet another episode of Small Talk. I wonder how everyone's having a lovely evening today. I've had a good weekend. Sean, good weekend?
Yeah, it was all right. How about you?
Yeah, that's bad. Nearing the end of lockdown now. Nearing the end of lockdown.
Isaac, you've not even introduced LIVVY BREEN.
I'm waiting for you to introduce her.
Well, stop asking about the weekend then. So today we've got LIVVY BREEN, Paralympic bronze medalist, 2 times world champion, Commonwealth gold medalist. Shout Wales, shout the Welsh, the Dragon. Best friends with Holly Arnold in the jungle.
She's doing very well.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Yeah, this is you.
What can we say? What can we say? Small Talk's going massive now.
So first of all, how's lockdown 2.0 live? It's been okay. So the first one I moved back home to be with my family, and obviously I've got a better training set up there than in Loughborough, and obviously Loughborough shut. But this one hasn't really affected me. I just stay in Loughborough and been training at the high pack, which has been really good. I'm really lucky to train my coach and stuff. Obviously I didn't see him for like 4 months. That was quite hard, but I kept motivated. I just was like, when you have ups and downs, like sometimes you're like, I thought motivated, and then sometimes you're like, oh, I can't be bothered, But yeah, it's been okay. I've just trained through really,
That's
and
good.
fingers crossed the game to go ahead next year.
I know.
Yeah.
So how many Paralympics have you been now? Did you go London, Rio, and now Tokyo?
Yeah, so this will be my third.
A veteran at 24.
Tell me about it.
So your disability is cerebral palsy. I can't even say it. Cerebral palsy.
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
I just call it CP.
CP. It's just easier, isn't it?
I think all para athletes just shorten every disability to the whole if you're in Paralympics, everyone knows each other no matter what disability you got. But then if normal people, they won't know about what CP is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like you try to have a disability joke with someone able. They're like, they don't know what to say. And it's
Yeah.
like, come on, it's fine.
Oh, how does that affect your normal day-to-day life, or do you have good days, bad days?
I've got 2 different types of cerebrals. I've got a tactic and apatoid, and I've got it on all my 4 limbs, and I'm very clumsy, as Sean knows. And yeah, I move all the time, little movements all the time, don't stop moving. Just get on with it really. But sports really helped me, and it's helped my everyday life and coordination, balance as well. And yeah, just what it is, isn't it? And also I'm deaf as well, so yeah.
What? So how did you get involved in sports, Liv? I generally don't even know myself.
So I joined. I've always loved athletics. My dad used to be a sprinter, so I run my first sports day when I was 5 years old. My parents were like, "Oh my God, Liv's good at something!" Woo! And then I then went. I just did it for fun, and I did it. Went to sports and athletics when I was 13. Have fun. I was in the back of the field, just I'm losing all the time. All the able-bodied athletes. And then my parents were like, "Look, you should really try out disability sport." And I was like, "No, I don't see myself disabled, So then I thought, you know what? Let's give it a go, So I gave it a go. Went to Chelmsford, and I saw someone to the CP, and I was like, "Oh my God, someone's got the same disability as me. This is so cool." And then I got classified at Lee Valley in January 2012. And then, I ran at Kingston in 2012. Yeah, I ran at Kingston my first race, and I won the first race, and it was really exciting. I was like, oh my God, wow. And then I was number 1 in the UK, and everyone was like, and then British was like, oh my God, Livvy, we would love to come and get involved and stuff. And then I went to get internationally classified in Croatia in 2012, ran against number 1 in 238 category in the world. And I was just like, what is this? So yeah, it was very cool.
But then that year, you obviously discovered that you were good at the sport. You made a home Paralympic Games. So what was that like?
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen, but yeah, it did. It was amazing.
And bronze medal?
The relay. But I felt so pressure, because obviously all the guys were experienced, and they'd all been training for I don't know how many years. And I just go along, young 16-year-old girl, you know, clumsy. And I was just thinking, oh my God, I've got to get this batting around.
And you did.
And luckily I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Did you first start the athletics a year before London as well? Or
Yeah.
you got internationally classified? So what was like the attention like? You know, like the media. Yeah, obviously. How old were you then?
16.
So what was like? I think it was college. Was it just going into college?
So I got put back a year at school. So I was going into year 11.
So how did you balance all that with the contention of going to London as well?
So basically, I was going into it was okay. School already understanding. I missed one of my maths GCSEs because I was competing, but it was okay. I was just I'd rather get my athletics focus on my athletics, and school's not really my thing. So I liked school, but it was the social side. But I didn't actually like the schoolwork, and I also found it hard. But yeah, but the media side, it was okay. I turned all like my social media off when I went to London because that's where I heard from different athletes, like
good
Twitter,
preparation.
Preparation, get your head down. But now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't go on social media to compete, but it's nice.
Love the attention.
Yeah, it's
gotta chuck on an Instagram story when you're there.
Huh?
Gotta chuck on an Instagram story when you're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be like, yeah, I'm competing.
So the preparation of London and the dealing with the media, and then obviously, did you change? When did you start doing long jump? Because obviously that's.
So I moved to London in 2014. 2014 because there was a long jump for me in the Commonwealth Games, and I just thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And at the time, I was with a coach whose wife was a long jump coach, Julie Jodu. So I just thought, oh, let's give it a go. It was really fun, loved it, loved getting the sand everywhere, and I was like, yeah. And it turned out it's very good.
Sean's very good at long jump.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
I'd be
I wonder what your PB is, Sean.
50 centimeters.
What's yours, Liv?
498.
Oh, bigger than that. Definitely bigger than that. About 6 meters.
Oh, checking you out.
So then you won. So you won the. Did you win the Commonwealth that time you went into it?
No, so I came third. No, fourth. I was chatting too much to Bethany Woodward. I was just having the time of my life, and I was just like, I don't really understand this. But now looking back, I wish I kind of went for it more. And then I won the Commonwealth Games in 2018 in Australia.
Jeez, Gold Coast. Oh,
I know. Some time of gold medals for Liv.
I know. Ooh.
So now going forward, so 2016 Rio. How's that?
Disaster.
Come on, we're on this show.
Come on, let it out.
So I went to Rio. I moved my life to London. I moved into from college. Thought, let's give it my all. Went over that attached with Athletics Academy. So I thought, let's give it my all. Got 2 years. Let's train and study there as well. Also got a Sky Scholarship as well, which is really helpful because obviously that pays for the accommodation and stuff, So went to Rio thinking, let's get. So in London, I got top 5 in the 100. I came 8th in the 200. Obviously got the 110 in the relay. So I thought, you know what, I want to get top 5 in everything, and that'd be a good stepping stone to going to Tokyo. So first event was the 100 meters. I came 7th in the 100 meters, and I was like, okay, I'll take that. Move on to the next one. Let's get the long jump. That's a disaster. So I got 2 no jumps, and then I got 1 jump, 393. I was just like, what is this? Came 12th in the end in the long jump. Yeah, story awful. Then I was like, okay, Liv, you've got the relay. You can do this. Come on, you can get the medal in the relay. Then you can have time of your life in Rio. Enjoy yourself. So then I Okay. So I was preparing, for the game. I was packing my bag and stuff, making sure I had everything. Get a text from Katie, like the relay coach, Katie, saying, "Liv, can we meet you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. What's up?" She was like, "Oh, we just need to have a chat with you." And I was like, "Okay, like, are we meeting as a team or what? What are we doing?" And she was like, "Just you." And I was like, "Right, okay." So met her, and she was just like, "Liv, I'm really sorry you're not in the team. You decided to put Katina in." So I was just like, "Huh?"
I was like, Jesus Christ.
And then I had to get, then I had to get on the bus and watch them warm up.
Oh, it's tough. Because was you reserved in case someone got injured?
Katina was reserved, and she didn't come to Bele. She didn't come to the holding camp because they asked me to go precisely for the relay training. I was just like,
how did you deal with that? Like, seeing the race a couple of weeks after, what were the first initial reactions? What did you take your mind away from the sport, or?
I was really gutted. Like, I was really devastated. I was really heartbreaking me. And then I thought, I didn't think they would do that an hour before the race, saying to me I'm not in the relay team. Obviously, the 100 meters and long jump was my mistake. It wasn't my day. That happens. So I came back, and my mom was just like, "Liv, you're in a really bad place. We just want you to do what's happy, makes you happy. We don't want to see you in a bad way and stuff." So I was just like, "Yeah, I know, I completely understand." And then I was just like, "You know what? I'm going to move to Loughborough." So I moved coaches. I moved to Aston Moore, who's coached Steph Reed as well and other people. Yeah. So I just thought, you know what? Let's give it a try. And if this doesn't go well for the next 2 years, I'm going to quit. So then I moved to Aston. Following year in the World Championship, I came world champion in the long jump. Yay! From 12 to long jump, from 12 for the 100 world champion. I was just like, okay. So yeah.
Was that just because you was in a happier place, you were enjoying it again, or just do you know what I mean? It just wasn't your day.
Or was you determined to prove something now?
Yeah, I was just like, I want to prove them once,
Yeah.
And obviously I nearly lost my funding, but they kept me on for another year. They were just like, okay, let's, if you do well this games, and then you keep your funding, but if you don't, you're going to lose your funding. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to keep going, and yeah, best than ever.
Amazing. So what? Yeah. So talk about the funding, you spoke about it a little bit there. What sort of pressures is that to get funding? And then, because obviously, is that an annual rolling contract or?
Yeah. So it gets reviewed every year, and if you don't do well, if you had an injury, you get an extra chance. If you don't do well at 2 games, for example, 2 years in the trot, you lose your funding.
Wow, so cutthroat.
So it's quite a lot of pressure, and obviously you don't get S&C, physio, stuff like that.
The team behind the team, let's say.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, you do this because you love it, but obviously the money side helps support your future.
Yeah, definitely.
And Paralympic, obviously, you got Sky Scholar, which is amazing, but Paralympic in general don't get that recognition of sponsorships outside the sport, so it's probably more pressure for you to perform.
Yeah, because obviously this is the only money a lot of athletes get and stuff, and it's so hard for power athletes to get sponsorship, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's quite unfair, because it's just we trained as high as the Olympic guys. Why can't we get the same? It should be equal. That's how I see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, some conversation should be put in the future, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Maybe you're the one to do it, Isaac. Go to
I know. Get me in front of Boris, I tell you what. In Lockdown 2.0, elite sport can still carry on, which obviously us guys are lucky enough to do. But with the first lockdown, this was something brand new to us. So what was going through your head when you got announced when Tokyo 2020 was postponed? Was you in a good training block? Was you getting ready? Was you fully fit, or were you kind of because some athletes are kind of glad that they've got another year to train towards?
So I kind of thought my head was a bit of mixture really. I I was frustrated, like that the games weren't going to happen. But I thought to myself, do you know what, Livvy? Don't be frustrated. It gives yourself another year. It gives yourself more to get stronger, faster, jump further. And just try and keep focused. And I actually think I trained too hard over lockdown because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I was just bored. Like, how some people go, like, they didn't train, they just, like, got really, like, down and stuff. I did, like, the opposite. Like, I was down, but I trained over too much.
Yeah.
I was just like, I've got to get myself over this, to try and keep myself busy.
And away from the sport, how did you keep your spirits high in, like the lockdown, or say if you got a bad performance? How do you and your family or your friends, how did you get over a bad performance? Obviously, we're small talk, so we talk about everything here.
So, how I get over like a bad performance, I just like that day I'm kind of like down, and then the next day I'm like, okay, today's a new day. Learn from it, put it behind you, and move forward. And talk to your coach or whatever, and say, what can I do better for the next one? And just go forward, kind of thing.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Like, I guess one day you can be like, oh, I'm down and fed up, just want chocolate and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all I eat.
Yeah.
Roller coaster.
That's all I eat. I've stopped eating meat this month though, but I've not gone vegan. But
You've literally, you sent me a Snapchat eating a mayo chicken the other day.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I wouldn't. So, but I basically just replaced meat with carbs and chocolate. So,
is it working?
No.
So then, what coming into the next new year, 2021? What are your goals in towards Tokyo 2021, and also what are your goals away from the sport? What have you learned from lockdown or this year as a whole? What have you learned away from the sport as well as
big question? Big question, there, Liv.
Big question.
So during lockdown, I learned by myself, like, I'm a real people person. I hate being on my own, and I hate just sitting around not doing anything. I like to think about the day, like, okay, what do I do productive today? What can I do? What can I get done? During lockdown, so the first lockdown, I did like a yoga course, like online, just like teaching kids yoga. So I've done the coaching qualifications, and Sean did it with me as well. So I just thought, like, I just thought, like, you just got to keep yourself busy and, like, do something you enjoy and what makes you happy, And now this lockdown, I'm finding it harder because I'm not with my family. Obviously, I'm with my boyfriend, but like he goes to work and stuff, and you can't really see people because, I just find this one harder because I'm not with as many people, and you can't meet people. Like, obviously, you can meet people for walks and stuff, but like, there's not many people around. As many people around. Does that make sense? But I just find you've got to find yourself busy, and
I think it's now important as ever to keep a schedule going. And someone said to me, if you have a bad day in lockdown, make sure you make your bed, because even if you had a bad day, you've always got something to look forward to at night. Do you know what I mean? Because your bed's already made. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You brought your bed, didn't you, Isaac?
No. I was listening to Shakira whenever, wherever, and I was dancing on my bed, and I did a belly flop on it.
This is the people I deal with.
So funny.
So moving forward, Liv, what are your future goals? What are your future plans? Like, as in, like, are you going to do another? Are you going to go to Paris?
Yeah.
Paris.
It's only 3 years away. Why not?
The city of love.
My future goals. Yeah.
Maybe
my future goals.
Propose to you.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Maybe TJ will propose to you.
Yeah, definitely. So fingers, so my goals are inspired, like obviously sport-wise as well, but get my own individual medal. On outside the sport, I'd like to inspire other people and just try and get them into sport as much as possible, and do TV presenting.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
What are we talking, like you in the front of Channel 4 interviewing everyone?
I would love to do that, like for the Paralympics and stuff.
Right,
that could be in LA.
We'll get it sorted.
I'd go to LA 2028, sorry, and do the TV presenting. That'd be so cool.
I think, also, I know a few people with CP and stuff like that, and I think you are quite like such a positive person. Like you do inspire a lot of people with self-proposing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like for me, I don't think I do it, but like I would love to inspire people to walk into them, and do you know what I mean? Like to be confident in themselves, because obviously we all know people in the sports industry that are confident, but there's thousands of people with our disabilities at home that aren't confident, and some don't even leave the house.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
and like, it's good to like make them recognise that they're obviously disabled, but like we can get them up there. There's other things you can try, and it's just having the confidence and believe in yourself. You know, if you don't try, you don't know if you're good at it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the more you try, I think the more people that you bump into that you really get inspired by. Like you might not even be interested in that specific sport, but you might meet someone with the same condition as you and think, oh, jeez, me and you are going to be good friends. Like me and Sean.
Yeah, like you and Sean.
You come up to me one day.
How did you guys meet?
How did we meet?
So, yeah. Do you remember Shelley Holroyd used to coach me?
Yeah.
So, what were you doing, Isaac? I was training.
I was throwing the shot. I was either doing discus or running the 60-meter dash.
I think you're doing like a power test today, and I was.
It wasn't a test day. I was,
like, this is what you could become.
It was like a talent group.
and I was like, this is what you could become, guys, if you eat. But no, I've known that since 2008.
How did you guys actually meet?
I think it was just like some dwarf like event kind of thing, and obviously he's from Widnes and I'm originally from Wigan. It's not that far, and then when I got to like college age, when he got to college age, he started to Instagram me, DM me and say, can we hang out? And I'm not joking, mate. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's my dream goal for Isaac, to be my friend in life.
Sean.
No, it's not true, Livy.
So then, this is obviously small talk. We've touched on your athletic career, your career away from the sport. Obviously, you want to go into your own TV program. People out there, what kind of advice would you give? Obviously, because this year's been quite bad with stuff. Obviously, mental health's gone up in the rises. What kind of advice would you give to someone who maybe listening to this might be struggling with a bit of motivation on to do something in the future? Obviously, after 2020, but they might struggle with what to do. Like, what kind of advice would you give? Obviously, you've lived you're living an athlete life, but also you've got a life outside. So, what kind of general advice would you give?
So I'd give always try your best. Always try out a different sport or wherever, because you never know where it can take you, and take every opportunity you get given.
Definitely.
I know it's simple, but that's how it was.
Simple but very effective.
Yeah.
like a cheesecake.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
Isaac's now, from today, you're the very first one, Liv. When we get people now, we're going to ask a very important question. And yeah. Isaac,
we've had a bit of feedback from people. We had a bit of feedback, like what they like from the podcast, and a couple of people have said, "What do they have for tea?" So you're the very first person to ask what you have for tea, or do you call it dinner?
What do you call it, tea or dinner? That's a big question.
What am I having for dinner?
Yeah.
Fajitas.
Oh,
chicken. God, I love it.
What are you having, Isaac?
I'm having prawn kung po.
What's that?
Chinese prawn kung po.
I've never heard that. Prawn kung po.
A takeaway?
No.
You're having a takeaway. He has takeaway every night.
No, I'm not. I've just got some noodles and stuff, got a few prawns, so make it a nice meal.
So prawn.
Did you make it?
No, yeah, I'm gonna make it after this.
Yeah, microwave.
But I think when you make a Chinese, you get a takeaway.
No, I'm gonna make homemade prawn kung po.
Ooh,
my dad's a chef by trade, so.
A tutorial, and then we're gonna play it at the end of this video.
What are you having, Sean?
I'm not sure, but I'm not eating meat, as I might have mentioned, so probably something with fish.
How are you finding it?
It's all right. I do miss, like, when I have takeaways, which are not very often, obviously.
Every other week.
I don't know what to order. I don't know what to order.
You love a lamb booner, come on. It's all right.
A chicken booner.
What's a chicken booner?
Oh, come
You're
on.
terrible, you. You are terrible.
One final question each from one of us, I think.
Yeah. Livy, you start. Question to me and Isaac.
Well, do you want me to ask you guys a question?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
This is your big break.
Okay. How is your powerlifting going, Sean?
Oh, great. Just personalised to me. My powerlifting is going great, thank you very much. Obviously, it's hard.
Yeah?
No competitions at all, but hopefully there's one in March. In Manchester,
Yeah,
I think. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but Manchester. So, if there's
And
crowds
you
there,
just-
get on me for tickets, guys. Get percent.
And do
But
you
no.
do a sport, Isaac?
I play badminton.
Have you not
Really?
watched episode 1 of Small Talk?
No.
I live in Sheffield training full time.
You train full time.
Yeah.
Are you on funding for it? Yeah.
Hopefully from April.
Oh no,
I'm
he's
like,
a bloke.
I'm like the potential. So I'm not. I don't podium at every tournament, but I'm like, I can pull off some worldy results.
So are you on futures?
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah.
Paris 2024, you'll see me there.
And me.
Yay!
And you. What a team. This will be us.
Yeah, I know. We could be
Hey!
on same flight, British Airways and all that.
And they could be like, oh, do you remember that 3 years ago when we did Small Talk? So, Liv, I feel like we've lost track a lot in these last 10 minutes. Hopefully,
Sorry.
everyone's still listening. But we'd just like to say thank you for coming on. We hope you have.
It's fine, no. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's all right. We like to give people some exposure.
Why not?
So thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you, Isaac, and see you
Thank
soon.
you very much. And yourself.
Yeah.
I wish.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you.
Bye.